Hello everyone, I am so happy that you are here. This week we're talking about creating a calming corner and using sensory materials to help students identify their emotions and regulate those big feelings they have in early childhood. So one of the things that I think is super important when you're creating this space in your classroom is to lay the groundwork with your students. And what that means is first, being able to identify the emotions that they're feeling. The Calming Corner and Sensory Kit includes loads of resources that help students to identify those emotions. Now, I like to start this whole process by reading lots of books that help students identify feelings like happiness, sadness, frustration, anger, excitement, because all of those feelings are valid. And once they can identify those feelings, they're better able to come up with strategies to help them regulate what they're feeling. A great resource to have in your calming corner is a mirror, and work with your students and ask them to make the face of specific emotions. So you may say something like, "Can you make a silly face? Can you make an angry face? Can you make a sad face? Can you make a happy face?" And as your students are practicing expressing these emotions, you're going to work really hard on identifying and giving vocabulary to how that feels. Then you can take different resources from the sensory kit and point to those emotions. There is a playful silly face. Let's make that silly face. Let's make an angry face. And as students really learn to identify those emotions, they're going to be able to understand what they're feeling on the inside and connect it with what they see on the outside. Some great resources to do this include mirrors, stories, having your students act out these emotions with their friends. Now, another great resource that you can use is Today I Feel and draw an emotion. And I like to print these and laminate these so we can use dry erase markers and use these over and over again. You can play emotions bingo. Can anyone show me a loving face? Can you draw a loving face? This lays the foundation for students to be able to identify how they feel. Now, once we've started identifying how we feel, we're going to start teaching them the strategies to go with those feelings. So what I've done here is I've printed the different strategies that come in the Calming Corner and Sensory Kit. I laminated them and I just added a binder clip. Before I even put this in the center, we're gonna go through each of these and we're going to learn how to do them. It's a wonderful thing to have a calming corner in your classroom, but if you haven't taught them how to use it properly, they're not going to get the most use out of it. So let's practice 5-finger breathing. Ready? 1. How about wall push-ups? Can you stand against the wall and push really hard? Can you push back? Can you lean forward? Feeling is a great way to engage your senses and help you process what you're feeling. Let's use our hands to feel the cotton balls. Let's use our hands to feel the fuzzy book. Let's use our hands to feel the scratchy surface. What emotion are you feeling right now? Do you feel sad? Do you feel angry? Are you mad? Are you feeling embarrassed? How about a soft, cuddly toy? How do we cuddle our toys? Do we throw our toys or do we snuggle them close to help us feel better? Would you like to color? I love having crayons and pencils and art supplies in my calming corner so students can use lots of different ways to express how they're feeling. Would you like to listen to a song or a story? Giving students choices on how to move their bodies and engage in a constructive way will allow them to regulate emotions in a way that is constructive for your classroom. Would you like to write? How about just relax? And I'm going to go through all of these strategies with my students, and we're going to practice these over and over again before I even introduce the kit itself. Now, tomorrow we're going to look at some great things to put inside our Calming Corner kit, and we're going to teach our students how to use them appropriately. Because if we give them the tools to succeed before implementing it in our classroom, we're going to have a much better experience than students just going in and tearing the bucket apart and not really using it effectively. Now, that may happen sometimes, and that's okay, because we're going to practice and we're going to practice. But going ahead and teaching students to identify their emotions and teaching them the strategies before you add them to the Calming Corner is going to set them up for success.